I think we're live.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Okay, did it go? It started?
Yeah, it zoomed right in for some reason on the screen, not on the video, not on.
Sorry. I don't know why there's ads on the live stream. That's crazy.
It's delayed on that because you're still moving.
Okay, hi you guys. I'm sorry. I had some technical difficulties as usual, I guess. Hi, Raya. And hi, I create. So how are you guys doing today?
There is a slight delay. It might take a minute for the comments to come through.
Okay. I'm noticing that watching myself on the screen, I'm still looking down. So
Yeah. Can you see the comments straight away, or do you want me to like read out if they appear?
oh, I can see them. I can do a little, I can show you guys my studio real quick if you guys want to see while we're like waiting for people.
Yep.
I'm pretty excited. I just started. This is my like podcast area. That is my work space. That is my tape. It's so, sorry, I'm trying to zoom out, but I'm really, really liking it. I have some AC problems, so there is this super ghetto temporary one over there. But I got like all my supplies and everything set up. I'm gonna do like an actual video for you guys as soon as that AC situation is fixed.
That looks awesome. I like your shelves as well.
They look really like
Nice and organized.
They look a bit like
Yeah, I'm trying to be. I was so upset about my air conditioning. I keep telling my husband, I'm like, you have to get a new one. It's defective, this really expensive one that we bought, which really sucks. But I want to do like an actual studio tour once it's all set up.
Yeah, because you're getting a recording, like a little recording booth, aren't you, as well?
You know, I was going to, and then I thought I might want to reorganize. So I told him not to build it. And I'm just not sure now if I want him to or not.
Yeah.
Because I kind of like having the open space, but there's a huge echo in here. Even when I'm using like my professional equipment, I have a little bit of an echo. So I might need to do that.
Yeah. You know how many
Hi,
people
you
are in
guys.
the
Look
room?
at everyone's coming in.
Perfect. Oh, yeah.
2,000 people.
I do have some, well, I don't know if it's so exciting, but I do have news to share. I'm going to make these available for my members first, and then I'll have them on my website probably on Monday. But everyone's always asking me if they can buy my little stamps that I make fingerprints and footprints with. And I actually have them available now. I have these ones are to create little fingerprints, and then I have these for feet. So I'm really excited to be able to have those for you guys, and I'll definitely post more information when they're up on my website. Hey, Elizabeth. If I would have known I couldn't do this on my laptop, I probably would have worn pants instead of these little shorts. I didn't know so much of me was going to be visible.
Do you know the price on the silicone fingerprints and footprints yet, or are you still working it out?
I'm still working it out, but I think the little ones are going to be $12 and the bigger ones will be $15. And I'm going to try to do first class shipping for people who aren't obsessed with tracking, because I could like put these in an envelope. They're super, super light, but
Yeah.
I know that priority shipping would be like $8 for a little tiny stamp. So I'm just trying to figure that still. Oh, Michelle, you are absolutely right. Carpet and curtains. That's my next step, is to get a big carpet for the middle of the room. Oh, and congratulations, Michelle. That's amazing. On your RAA contest win. What baby was yours?
I saw the results from the RAA competition, and they were amazing. All of them were brilliant.
Oh, awesome, Levi, with the blonde painted hair. I don't know if I saw that one. It might have been not the category I was judging in, but that's amazing. Congratulations. I always love Levi Bald, honestly. All right, do you guys want to get into some questions? Oh, okay, Jamie. Yeah, don't get in an accident. I kind of wish these were like Zooms where you could just, chime in and talk. Okay. Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so I always say I started reborning in 2016. I had like a year or two before that, but I really don't count it because it was basically me painting a quarter of a doll and then stripping it over and over and over. I wanted to start reborning. I know a lot of people don't say this, but I wanted to start as a business. I had never heard of reborns. I didn't know anything about them. But I wanted to get out of nursing and I really wanted to work at home. And I saw an ad on YouTube saying you could work from home creating reborn dolls and make thousands of dollars. And then I was like, oh, that looks cool. Like, what are those? But it like prompted me to like search for what reborns were. And I saw all these reborns that were really badly done. And I thought what everyone thinks, oh, I could do a way better job than that. And so once I started doing it, I really loved it. And I started doing it like full time as a business right away. I didn't make money for the first several years, like an actual profit. Um, but I can't imagine doing anything else now. Like if I had to go back to regular work, I would die. I don't want to. Oh, that's a good question. Elizabeth is asking, is there an air dry varnish I'd recommend for customers who bought dolls in the past and the doll now has shine? Pretty much all of the great air dry varnishes, it seems like, have been discontinued or changed. One that I really like is Reborn FX air dry matte varnish, and that's available at McPherson's. I like that varnish because it's compatible with a heat set and over air dry. So for people who may have a baby that they bought a while back and they don't even know like what it was painted with, it's a really good option. It's super easy to apply, and I've never had any issues with it. I don't use it all the time, but I have used it several times.
I was going to ask that actually, how long does it take you to root a head, like a newborn head? Especially
Elizabeth
from
can,
mono-rooting.
yeah, Elizabeth could type her answer. She's faster than me, but it takes me usually 2 full weeks. That's like an 80-hour, or I mean 40-hour work week almost. That's mono rooting. If I mono root like alpaca, then it's like 120 hours on average. I don't really time myself anymore, but I was for a long time timing myself and trying to figure out like how much time it actually took me to paint and to root. And it still takes me about 2 weeks of all day, every day rooting for newborn size. A long time. And Michelle, yes, I am testing the new Miracle Mat. It's actually on its way to me. I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm really excited about trying that one. And Raya, I actually started with air dry. She was asking if I tried air dry yet and if there'll be a tutorial. I painted with air dry for the first like 3 or 4 years I was painting, and then I switched to heat set. I do want to do an air dye tutorial. I actually have like all the supplies to do it. It's on my schedule. I have plans to do it, but I'm kind of trying to brush up a little bit. I haven't used it except for really small details in, I don't know, 5, 6 years about. So I'm super out of practice and want to make sure that I look like I know what I'm doing for you guys.
We had a couple of questions as well, didn't we? I can't view them because I'm not on my phone. Hang on.
I didn't print them out. Sorry.
That's right. I can go back up. Hang on. I'm not there.
What type of air dry paint would you use for your tutorial, from Alicia? I will use a combination of Golden Fluids and Ultimate Fusion. I used to use both of them. I used Ultimate Fusion. Well, I used other ones before Ultimate Fusion came out. And then when Ultimate Fusion came out, I used that. And then I ended up switching to Golden Fluids, which is definitely my air dry preference. But I do have Reborn. Misty was super fun, sent me a bunch of to use specifically for a tutorial because I had pretty much thrown out almost all my air dryer, given it away over the years. So I'm definitely going to use both of them together.
I think one of the questions was skin tones when you're doing the kits. Do you sometimes let the vinyl, if the vinyl's dark, do you go with it, or do you color correct it? How do you decide that?
Oh, that's right. And if I'm not doing a custom, if it's just me painting, I let the vinyl decide 100% of the time. A lot of times what I have imagined in my head for a sculpt is absolutely nothing like what it comes out as. And I mean, it's a lot easier than vinyl the whole time. If I have a custom and it's, it needs to have a specific style or a skin tone,
yeah,
then it can definitely be harder. And I have to do lightening first. You guys know that I don't usually normally neutralize first. I neutralize as I go. But there are certain circumstances where, if a kit is just crazy orange out of the norm, I'll do blue layers beforehand, or I'll try to lighten it up before I start so that the fight during painting is not as severe. Oh, that's a good question, right? I wanted to know, who are the artists that inspire me? Right now, I am loving Veronica Lale. She is just the most amazing artist I think I've ever seen. Like, I know I don't paint as well as her, but I feel like we have sort of similar styles. So she is a huge inspiration for me. There's a lot of others too. Like, my artist friends really inspire me. Andrea Lee Mum is amazing. There's like too many. There's too many. There are so many that are just really, really great. Yes, definitely Elizabeth, Desiree, Nicola here, Misty.
I have Iris in front of me. Can I show you? Using your tutorial.
Yeah, of course. I know. Isn't Elizabeth so modest? Oh, she looks so cute. I love that fiber that you're using too. Is that alpaca?
Yes, it
Or
is.
is it
It's
mohair?
from Zerga Studios. I actually ended up
It
with
looks gorgeous.
a different shade at one end, but I'm just going to cut it and have two colors.
Use that for a different dog.
It looks so soft and smooth. Zerga Studios has such great alpaca.
It's
The
beautiful.
white alpaca used for Lily.
Oh, it's like an ombre.
Yeah.
Michelle is asking, what kits are you excited to make? I'm assuming that do you mean in general or like specific kits? I have a Corey here that is not normally my style preference. My style preference is like mainstream easy sellers, which are definitely like not super expressive, sleeping, peaceful, little angelic looking babies. But once in a while, there'll be one that's really expressive that I just have to paint. Like Sebastian, I wanted to paint so badly, and I did paint him. That Corey, I cannot wait to paint him. I painted Jezebel, who I really love. Sorry, I'm like looking at my kits right now. I have a good Laura Lee Eagle stash that I will paint eventually someday. Oh, hi, Lindsay. I am going to be painting Charlotte also here. And I'm kind of trying to figure out, because we have the Charlotte contest, I didn't know if I should do a tutorial series, because I kind of want you guys to enter like using what you've learned so far. But I really want to paint a Charlotte, like kind of at the same time as you guys. I might film that series and then release it later. But she is so cute too. I've really wanted to paint her for a long time. Sorry, she just mouthed something at me. I have no idea what he is talking about. Oh, he's telling me to lock my door. I'm over here. Oh, thank you, Lindsay. Oh, Raya. Okay, that's a good question about the ethnic tutorials. I'm actively working on that, and I'm going to try to do an ethnic tutorial in 3 tutorials out. I'm going to be doing a Gemini tutorial next, which I'm super excited about. And then I'm going to do, I think, call oils, and then air dry, and then ethnic. I actually don't really know anybody that does ethnic tutorials. I know there's a couple on YouTube that aren't, I don't know. I don't know of any that I can recommend to people. But if I do come across some, I'll definitely let you guys know. Yeah, Raya, it's rough. I mean, you know, ethnic painting is so difficult. Well, it's so difficult to get it to look good, to have depth. And like I see a lot of them, but they just don't look super realistic. Like they'll have like heavy purple or heavy red, like just things that are more like they're painting a Caucasian baby, but they're just happening to give it a dark skin tone instead of like adding true like shading and highlights and being able to get some depth and dimension with those dark skin tones. It's just a crazy challenge. It is so hard. Like there's definitely a reason that there aren't many artists that do good ethnic babies. Here, Kate.
I really like Paula Codrington's ethnic babies.
I don't know if I've heard of her.
I'll send you a
Do I
picture
know
when
who
we
she
finish.
is? Okay. Okay, Michelle, I'll check her out. Margit Sheen Shine, something like that.
I found the questions. So another one was, what's your favorite thing about Reborning, or which part is your favorite when you're working on a baby?
My favorite part is Milia, usually. Like that's my favorite thing to do. My favorite like part or stage is that like 11th layer where suddenly things start coming together and like you feel like you've just been doing all the stuff. There's no progress, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, where? Well, there's that baby. But I like a lot of like I find pretty much the whole process enjoyable. I mean, it's frustrating when you have problems, but I love being able to take like blank vinyl and then, you know, a few weeks later I have something that looks like a real baby. Like there's just nothing else that is that kind of rewarding, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's like a huge accomplishment. Oh, that's awesome. I create reborn dolls. I'll have to check out your channel. Oh, Paula's nursery is Precious Gem Nursery. I've actually heard of her nursery. I've heard her nursery name before. And Raya, I do plan on doing some more, like not full series, but basic, you know, like mini tutorials. I can definitely do one on paint mixing. I would like to do kind of like a little series. I know I have some color theory stuff, but I want to have it more specific to like how to apply it in reborning. So I can definitely do some more stuff on mixing different colors and cooling colors off, warming them up, all that kind of stuff. Oh, I'll check yours out too. I create Victoria's Little Peanut Nursery. That's a really cute name. Oh, Raya, I struggle with a lot of things. You know, I always have struggled with eyebrows. I feel like I don't anymore, but that's new. That's just this last year. And I think it's because I've changed some of my eyebrow techniques. Now I actually look forward to doing eyebrows. Creases are like always a problem. I'm really, really self-critical. So I'll like take pictures and zoom in. And if I see any little speck or anything in a crease, like I automatically want to discount that baby like $500 because I think it's just garbage. I don't know. There's just a lot of little things like that that are really challenging. And no matter how many times you do it, especially if it was challenging for a long time, like you'll be like, oh, I have this now, but you still get like that little anxiety when you go to do it. And you're like, oh gosh, is this going to be the one that, is awful again?
I get that with eyebrows when I do the second eyebrow. The first eyebrow's fine. Second eyebrow.
It's always like that. There's always like one good one. Areas I'd like to develop in, there's a ton of them. I really, really want to improve my rooting. I'm happy with my head rooting, but I really want to expand and be able to do like more complex hairlines. I definitely want to like develop with ethnic painting. I want to get into silicone, which I've been practicing. I will eventually do some silicone tutorials. But because I know that I'm going to be teaching tutorials, I can't take silicone classes or anything. I mean, I could, but it would be super unethical. So I have to, figure it out on my own and like develop my own silicone techniques. But I want to master it all. Like, I think if you stop learning, if you stop improving, like that's when you're really in trouble. There's always room to get better.
Definitely.
Oh gosh, yeah. Pumpkin corner, rooting eyebrows. I don't root eyebrows. I can't. I've started doing applied eyebrows and they look so good. Like I love them. They just look absolutely supernatural. Oh, thank you, Sherilyn. Oh, cool. I hope that you like it, the Lanuco one. I am going to be doing painted Lanuco in this BC series, which I know a lot of you have wanted to see also. I'm going to do like quite a bit on the forehead and try to get a really good one. Oh, and Eborn's newsletter, that could actually be cool. I'll talk to Nick about doing something like that. Normally I just like post whatever is coming up on Facebook or on YouTube, but it would be nice to have like things in a little, all together. I do want to do more artist spotlights. I was really good about doing your guys's like Extraordinary Sunday, and then I was doing it on the public page. I've had so much going on that like I know it's kind of gone to the wayside. I haven't done it in several weeks. Elizabeth and I with our podcasts are we're kind of trying to like highlight some of our students that are doing good work. Like I want to, give you guys praise and recognition as often as I can. So I'm definitely interested in looking at other ways I can do that. Oh, Michelle, for applied eyebrows, I do them in blonde or brown. I would say brown is easier just because you can see it easier, but blonde is also a little bit easier because if you mess up, it's not as visible, but the hairs are much harder to see. I usually put like blonde hairs on a piece of black construction paper and then the brown hairs on a white piece of paper. That's just a little trick. So the applied brow technique is where I put varnish on the eyebrow in like small sections and cut up really tiny hairs and you lay them into the varnish. And so it gives the appearance almost like rooted brows, but they look really good.
I think the only other question I had is, do you have a favorite kit? I think I know the answer.
I have a few favorite kits. I think my all-time favorite kit is Levi. I've painted a million Levi's. And I really, really love Chase as well. I love Lulu, but I never got to paint a Lulu, which is crazy. So here is Leandra today, for those of you that have been following the BC series. Sorry, I'm like waiting for it to come up on my screen because I don't know if you guys can actually see her or not. Gosh, she looks so light in this lighting. I have these crazy lights on in normal lighting, like she looks way more closer to being done. But I love how she's coming out. She's not my normal sculpt style either, but I'm really excited to be able to do like blemishes and lanugo and stuff that I haven't been doing as often lately anymore. And yes, I use tweezers to pick up those tiny hairs. Tips for staying focused, Raya. It kind of depends for me if you're doing this as a hobby or a job. This is my full-time job, and I really struggle a lot, especially working from home, where there's just days I don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like painting. And what I have to do is I have a super strict schedule where I start working at 8 in the morning, I stop working at 4 p.m. And I just treat it like a job. If I don't want to do it, tough luck. I'm working that day and I have to do it. I don't know if I always recommend that because sometimes, sometimes people need to be in the mood to paint well, but it really kind of depends on your personality. I like focusing on like one little thing. If I don't feel like doing it, I'll be like, okay, I'm just going to do one layer and, just this little thing. And then usually when I start doing it, I want to just keep going. Oh, Alicia, yes, I am going to do a Gracie May tutorial. I think I have a custom Gracie May coming up, and so I'll be doing a series with her. I do have a couple Gracie Mays, and I had thought about doing like a super just born style with her, but I'm not 100% sure. But she is on my list too. I know, still dog friendly in here.
That was one of the questions. Can we see your dogs? But you did already show Tate.
I know. I don't normally actually let them come in here lately. But every time I do a live, everyone wants to see Tate. And so I was like, come here. Why are you crying? So I was like, okay, I'll just bring him in here so that people can see him. He spent a lot of time in here when we were building it. How do you clean your paintbrushes and supplies? I don't usually. I use heat set. So, when I'm done using a paintbrush, I just rinse it in mineral spirits and dry it off a little bit on my paper towel and stick it back into my brush holder. For like, hold on, I'm gonna let him out. He's being a menace. I think he knows my niece is here and he wants to go play with her. Okay, but for sponges, I don't ever clean my sponges either. I just pounce them off on a paper towel. And I try to use certain sponges for color families. Like I have sponges that I only use red on, sponges that I only use blue, and so on. For air dry, then definitely you have to clean your supplies. And I used to just use like Dawn and hot water to do that when I used air dry. Oh, Raya, okay, she's asking how long can Winton oils mixed with Exodus oil store? Could I make up a basic batch and add color to those as my palette runs out fast? You absolutely can. I have a little container over there that I've had since before I moved, so at least 4 months or so, 3 or 4 months. And I actually used some yesterday. It's still totally fine. I don't know, if it would last like years, but
Do
it
you use
definitely lasts really
do you
well.
use an airtight jar?
Yes. Yeah, I actually have mine in a pet safe jar. It's or a pet jar. It's not glass, but it's the same jars that like Genesis and stuff come in.
Yeah.
But a glass jar would be better. Oh, this one. He is like waiting for hair. I have not wanted to root, but I have to start rooting soon. I got so behind moving and like delays on my studio and all of this stuff. So I'm still trying to play like some major catch up. Any type of containers that you shouldn't store in would be plastic. It'll like eat through the plastic and make it super sticky. Oh yes, I experience issues with vinyl not taking paint on the hands and feet all the time. Actually, I with Leandra, you guys don't know because I haven't made the video live yet, but I just got done uploading it like right before I came on here. Her lips suddenly would not take paint, and the paint actually came off. Her feet were not taking paint like at all. So I had to do like some thinning medium. It is a major problem lately. When I first started reborning, like that was not a thing. I didn't have that happen to me for the first time till like 3 or 4 years ago. And now it's pretty much every single baby that you're painting. It's like not, oh, am I going to have problems? It's what problems am I going to have and how bad are they going to be?
Yeah, I've started varnishing the ears and lips. How do you match up when it's all come off? But the underneath that was sticking now isn't sticking, it's all come off. How do you match that back up?
Very, very carefully, very slowly. Really hard to match back up. I don't recommend stripping the lips because it's almost impossible to get them to look good. Like if you strip the lips, you're usually not just taking from the lips, you're taking from a little bit above the lips.
Yeah.
For Leandra, you guys will see in the tutorial because I did it all on camera. But I did that layer of thinning medium to start, for the paint to actually adhere again. And then I just used my best judgment with the color that I thought looked similar because her paint didn't come off on the entire lips. It was just like right here and then down here. So I got like a pretty close match, and then I'm just gonna keep building them up as normal. She is gonna have like milk blisters and stuff. So at the end, but that's something to do also to kind of hide it. Like maybe you weren't planning on a milk blister, but if you had adhesion issues, it's a really good way to kind of camouflage that you ever had an
Yeah.
issue. Do you still have the first doll you painted? I don't, and all I have to say is bless that first customer that bought her from me. It was so bad. I sold it for $150, and it was like the most exciting thing to ever happen to me. Now I look back at that creature and I'm like, who in their right mind would have bought that baby? Like I didn't even take good photo. Like it looked like what it looked like. But I don't know. I had the perfect customer. She only bought like low end, really cheap babies. And she thought it was amazing and sent me photos with it for about 3 years after that. And I kept saying like, please don't post those photos, like, because I was getting better. Like I was gonna send her a baby for free if she would stop posting those and start posting a different, a different baby. Oh yes, Pumpkin. Sorry, I don't know what your actual name is, so I'm just gonna call you Pumpkin. But it does look like a burn. It can be so hard to color match. Talking about those issues with the vinyl not taking paint when you have like lighter patches, and of course you get that line that's so hard to blend in. Why thinning medium and not varnish on Leandra? Because I'm trying to stick only to the BC line, and BC does have a matte varnish, but it's not the same kind of matte varnish. It is like you mix it with water to thin it. I've never like painted over it, so I just don't have enough experience with BC. And I was actually going to use just some Genesis matte or some Exodus thinning oil, but I was like, no, this time I'm staying 100% with BC. And sorry, my niece is in the window. But that's why I do not like painting with thinning medium. It is like so shiny. I don't know if you guys could see, but when it's shiny, it makes it really hard to see an accurate color, actual like darkness level. So I only use thinning medium as a last resort. Oh, and Michelle, maybe what I'll do is kind of cut that lip repair out, and I can do a mini with just that portion, kind of like I did with the applied brows on the Flora tutorial, so that you guys don't have to watch like a whole hour just to find that one part. Sherilyn, for thinning medium, if you baked a little bit higher, now the kit has shine to it. It's a little bit different because if you baked like at a little bit too high of a temp, your vinyl actually melts slightly, and so that makes it shiny. In those situations, like if that would have happened, I would have just used the BC matte varnish and been like, whatever happens, happens. Because you can't, like, you have to have something matte over those melted areas really to get them to adhere really well. You can do it with thinning medium, but like I'm using thinning medium on Leandra's feet because the toes aren't taking varnish. Aren't taking paint, and I've had to do multiple layers. And I know if I were just to use matte varnish, it'd be one and done. Oh, Elena. I'm trying to think if there were like any other updates. I know I shared this, but for anyone who doesn't know, the Charlotte Reborning contest, I don't have an update on when the kits are going to be available for anyone who doesn't have the kit yet. I did extend the registration date to December 15th, and I'm for you guys. If we find out that kits aren't coming out in like January, then I can let you guys, some of you pick a different kit or something. I'll figure it out though. I know there were a bunch of people that were worried about that, not being able to get kits.
I just wanted.
I'm waiting to hear back
to check
from Brenda
well
about when they'll be available.
The belly plate that comes with Charlotte, you don't have to have it for the competition.
No, you can if you want to, but you definitely don't have to. I don't think I got one actually for mine. Oh, right. What is my personal favorite paint line? My personal favorite is Exodus. I mean, it's Genesis because that's what I used forever. But I really like Winton oils. I used Winton oils before Genesis, not Winton, but they're Newton artist oils, which are pretty much the same thing, just slightly more expensive. I definitely like oil paints. One that I really like actually now is Gemini. I think that is definitely the closest to Genesis that I've found out of any of the new lines. Most of the other new lines I find to be like really similar. Like most of them are plasticizer based, which are for me harder to use because my painting style, I don't like mixing mediums in with my paint, and you have to with most of those. But I have a feeling that I'll probably be using Gemini. I mean, I'm still going to do tutorials with all of them for you guys, but for my own personal use, I'm probably going to be using Gemini. Raya, I will extend the final submission date if it's needed. I've been kind of waiting to find out like when the kits are going to be available. I know that Laura is traveling right now and doing a bunch of stuff. She's moving also. So if she can get like, if she has kits to sell and it's before December 15th where you guys can get them, I'll just leave the date the same because that's like 6 weeks to paint, which I feel like is like a normal amount of time for you guys. If it's any farther out, then I will definitely, you know, talk to you guys and see if there's people who are like, oh, it's fine, I only need a month. Or if people are like, oh, 6 weeks is way too soon, I can't do it, then I'll extend it for you guys. Oh, Jamie, that's a bummer. I think you would have loved Genesis just because I think everybody does. Oh, you guys can't get Gemini in the UK?
No, the Bountiful Baby postage it's quite pricey. It's just a flat
It's
rate,
crazy.
$50.
Oh my
And
gosh.
if
Oh,
you
that
hit
is way too
over
expensive.
about $170, we then get charged customs.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Well, if you're in the UK and that's a problem, I definitely recommend Winton oils. You can get them at like Amazon or most art stores. They're honestly, even though they're not Reborn specific, in my opinion, they're better than like almost all of the other lines. They're way more affordable. There is a little bit more of a learning curve with mixing because they don't have those like Reborn specific mixes like eyelid purple, lip blush, and nail. But if you can really practice and get proficient with mixing, like you won't miss the premix. And you could just, you know, mix your own in a big batch in advance and have it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I do like when you're mixing with the Wintons, the variation that comes out. I do too with Wintons, and they can look completely different.
Oh, I cut out, Alicia. Before using Genesis, I used Winsor and Newton artist oils, which are like Newton. They're just a little bit more expensive, but it's the same brand makes them. Just regular oil paints. It is pretty crazy. I was going to order a body the other day and it was $17. I was like, I'm not ordering that body. They do come in such tiny jars. I know a lot of them are a lot more expensive. I've gotten some, like I like the BC are come in big jars, and I didn't actually buy those. Beatrice just sent them to me, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty expensive. And a lot of the new ones, you have to use a lot. Like with the Genesis, like I have Genesis jars that are the small ones that I've had since I first started reborning, and they're like not even almost out, and I use them every time I paint. like once you know what you're doing, they last forever. But a lot of these new brands, like you have to use a big container and then they come in these little tiny things. They're super expensive. I don't know, everything is just getting way more expensive. And you know what's crazy? When I first started using Genesis, it was like $2.99 for a small jar. Oh, I know. Look, do you see that one, Nick?
Yeah.
We're just talking about that. I want to. It's one of my long-term goals. Absolutely. I would have to come up with something like totally different. But I wanted, like, it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and it's a lot of work. Obviously, you need like a scientific team and all of this stuff. But there's, you know, there's all these things where I'm like, this is great about this paint line, but this really sucks, and this and that. Like, I would love to just, you know, make something that is like 100% how I want it to be.
Yeah.
I am still working on a powder set, Michelle, and I actually think that in the next, I don't know if I should announce this on here or not. I am still waiting for McPherson's, but I'm going to be starting to sell them on my own. I'm actually going to be, I'll be selling like a few different things. My little stamps here are like the first set. I still have my Milia mix that McPherson's is going to carry also. But it's been a long time, I guess. There's like some delays and things behind the scenes going on with it. But I am able to sell it on my own, like directly to you guys with my agreement with McPherson's. So I think I'm going to start doing that and just start selling them before they're available at McPherson's even.
Oh, well, we're waiting for a question and there's a few other people in. Have you still got the fingerprint and footprint things to hand just to show them again?
Yes, so I have these. These are for like the bottom of the feet. I don't know, you guys have probably seen my videos, but you brush varnish on, take one of these and just roll it over, and it leaves like a really realistic looking little footprint. And then I have fingerprints too. These are my like prototype ones. They were a little bit bigger than I like, than like mine are. So I shrunk them down. I'm waiting on those. But these ones, you do the same thing, varnish on fingers or toes and just roll them on. It's just like a really nice little realism touch that I've done for, I don't know, since I started reborning. Like, I was always trying to make fingerprints and people thought it was too much and creepy, and like other artists gave me a real hard time about it. And then when I started teaching, I was just like, you know, no one else does this. Like, I've never heard of a single person doing this. I'm freaking teaching it. Like, I don't care if these people think it's so stupid I'm doing it. And then all of you guys were like, oh, that is such an awesome thing. So you guys could buy the stamps.
Definitely.
Oh, Michelle, yes, the powder, the bad powder wrap. I have a hard time with that too. Like, I feel like there is this group of people who think powders are awful and they're going to ruin your work. And then there's the, you know, the other ones that love makeup powders. And a lot of people, they just hear powders. They don't understand that like the makeup ones have moisturizers and fillers that aren't compatible with vinyl. And so if you say that you use powders, a lot of people you know, they tell you that what you're doing is awful, or that you should just buy these, like, you know, 99-cent store ones or whatever. I think powder's amazing though, when you use them properly, like for small details, not for huge areas, and they're rubbed in right and sealed right. Like, they are just so natural and subtle looking. Like, I've never been able to do nails and get them to look the same way, like with paint or pencils, as I can with powder.
Yeah.
I used to do that too before I made stamps. I totally used to use my thumb, my finger. And you know, once you get like a little bit of varnish, it's only good for like, be like, "Get off. I'll try that one now. Oh, that one's not working anymore." Oh yeah, those makeup ones. I used those when I first started. I used those Coastal Scents, which a lot of people used to really like. I think maybe they went out of business. I'm not sure actually. I thought I heard that a while back. But oh, I used them for undertones, and I had like a whole like almost the whole face area came off. Like, it was terrible. And then it was like, well, no wonder, you know, if I was putting cold cream on my doll, it'd probably heal off as well.
Yeah, I've been told pan pastels will make, if you try to put any paint over the top, that it'll come off. But I understand it. I'm just staining the vinyl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people run into problems when they apply too much and they don't like get rid of the excess. Like, I think some people think you just, like you do with your eye makeup, you just wipe it on
Yeah.
and that's it. It's like, it has to be scrubbed in and the excess needs to be like blown off. Like, and I don't know why I just did that on TV. Sorry, on TV, on the video. But yeah, it has to be stained. It has to like be either baked or left for 24 hours to really soak in and stain the vinyl before sealing, or it'll just wipe right off.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot that goes into doing it like perfect, but once you get all the steps right, it's amazing. And yeah, it needs to be matte and very pigmented. Pan pastels are great because they're made for art, so they don't have any fillers. Like, it's just pigment powder with nothing else in it. Any specific paintbrushes? You know, I prefer cheap paintbrushes. Like, I buy these sets at Walmart and Amazon and stuff. I used to buy very expensive paintbrushes, like $20, $30 a piece paintbrushes. I know there's more expensive ones out there, but for me, that is very expensive. And using them with solvent all the time, like, the hairs would constantly be coming off. And I really find just buying those cheap ones works really good. I replace them maybe once a year. And then I got like this white set off of Amazon for, I don't know, it was like $4. And these are really awesome too. I get like the detail paintbrush sets and regular set. And, you know, I get like every brush that I need for like $5. Oh, right, that's funny. I can use chopsticks. But I've actually used chopsticks like since I was really little. My grandpa was he was in the war in Japan, and he used chopsticks all the time. Like, we just used chopsticks at home for like 2 years. It was crazy. Oh, and the difference between the high and low density wedges. Here, I have two. Oh, that was lucky. I reached in and actually grabbed one of each. Okay. So these are low density wedges. They're like squishier, but they have more air in between the foam. So they leave a better pattern. So I like these for blushing and for waddles because they give me more depth. It's not as full coverage. Like it's still full coverage, but it gives little microscopic spaces in between the paint application. The high density wedges are almost more like a stamp. Like if you put it on your baby, you're gonna have a solid paint square. I definitely use them for certain things, but mostly for cleanup stuff, not usually for like application. You know, I have never really used eyeshadow blenders. Or wait, maybe I'm thinking of something else. Are you talking about the little ones that have the little foam thing on the end, or do you mean like brushes? I do use a reading lamp sometimes, not all the time. It's called a Himalayan salt lamp base. It has like a base like that, and then the bulb is in the middle, so it can't go anywhere. Like it just like inserts into the head and it's stuck there. They do have ones that have these prongs. Don't use those. They'll like go to the side and burn your baby. But I usually use a heat lamp for like regular vinyl. If I'm doing a Bountiful baby kit, I don't use a heat lamp. I just fill the head with poly pellets, and that keeps the head from flexing, and it works just as good as a heat lamp would. Sorry, guys, I don't know why there's ads on this live. Oh, and thank you. I did get, I guess that is something I can share also. My classes on Udemy. It is a big problem for people in other countries because YouTube has them blocked, so they can't become members. So I have been looking for a really long time for platforms that I could add my courses as like a standalone course that people could just buy a single one instead of a monthly subscription. And she emailed me with some information on Udemy, and I signed up. I got my first class uploaded, which is Reborning for Beginners. I'm going to add the Winton one next. But I got that one up. They're reviewing it right now, and it says it could take up to a week. But I will announce as soon as it's available. It's pretty much like the same thing. Like if you guys remember, don't go buy that course because it's pretty much the same, but it also just has like some supplemental material where like it's not that big of a difference for you guys. You don't get both. I don't know if they have Kurdistan blocked. It has a lot of Middle Eastern countries like Russia, Ukraine, like a lot of Eastern countries. Do's and don'ts regarding gluing in the hair and letting it dry. My do is using the right kind of glue, like don't use E6000. I don't like tacky glue either. I use Liquitex Ultra Matte Gel. And I really like that because it has no odor. It's like thick enough that it's easy to apply with a paintbrush. But the biggest benefit to it is that it stays a little bit flexible. It holds really well, but if you ever need to root over it later, you can. It goes right through. If you use a lot of other glues like Mod Podge, Tacky Glue, a lot of other ones also, they dry into this like hard shell that you cannot penetrate. It can be like you can get some of it out, but it is really hard. Like you have to put like boiling water in the head and try to pull chunks out and like pry it off. It's an absolute nightmare. So I always use that in case I ever need to touch up a head, but also in case they ever want to have it rebooted down the road. You know, I don't want to screw another artist over and make their job harder. But the other biggest do is letting it dry until it is dry before you put stuffing in it or polyfill, because it will stick to that. So if they ever want to reweigh or do anything, if they take, you know, they'll try to take the stocking out and just get glass beads in the face, and they'll have all of that stuff stuck to the head. Gluing in the hair is pretty simple though. Like I usually just put it in, I'll do my magnet at the same time, and then I just like leave it sitting like that, usually overnight, and then it's dry.
Yeah, I found the gel you recommended dries a lot quicker than Mod Podge.
Yeah. I used to use Mod Podge when I first started. I know, I think it is so crazy that YouTube features are blocked for you guys. Like it's ridiculous. Like they'll let you guys watch so that they can earn their ads revenue and stuff, but they're definitely not, you know, they won't give you like the actual benefits for it. I shouldn't talk bad about them. AI will shut me down. All right, do you guys have any other questions at all? I think I'm gonna get off of here soon. I know it's really, really late for Nick over there. The fingerprints, I'm gonna post in the Facebook group first, probably tomorrow. And I'll give you guys like a day or two to buy them first. And then what I have left over will go on my website. And I already did another order, so I'll have them regularly on my website, which is eborns.com. But they're not up there yet. Oh, you're welcome. 9 p.m. is midday for Nick. Oh, Michelle, is it a question that I need to look at, like with a photo or something? Yeah, we're gonna try to schedule regular lives. I'm gonna do it monthly, but I think I'll do like every other month probably. You can take it out now. I'm coming in right now. Whoever I bake the head is always unpainted on the back, like it sticks to the cloth diaper in the oven. What you can do for that, I'm wondering like how you're putting it. Like, are you baking the head like this, like flat on the flange, or are you laying it down? I have that problem once in a while if I have it angled a little bit, but if I have it upright like this, where like the oven's just touching this part, like this part cures. But if it's a big problem, you can just flip your head over and do a bake face down to make sure that the heat's getting on that part. No, upright won't melt. Upright is actually the best because you get the even heat distribution. And as long as you have a extender ring, it's fine. Most people do bake upright because, you know, you get curing all the way around. And a lot of times, like if you don't really want to bake sideways or face up, because vinyl changes shape when it gets hot. So you could get like your face sunken in, or the head will sink in that way. Good. I hope that you have better luck with that for sure. All right. Do you have anything else, Nick? Oh, you're welcome. It was fun. I'll definitely do this again soon, you guys. Thank you guys for coming and interacting and everything. All right, Nick, I'm going to go ahead and get off then.
Yeah.
All right. I will see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.